Pat Robertson is still out there doing his thing, and by his thing, I mean mumbling in a barely coherent way on TV, even though he should probably be in a nursing home. So here he is. You are going to have to try to make sense of this. He's going to talk about woke corporations, but his thought process seemingly craps out and he drives into a ditch. Watch.
But what we're seeing is what happened in the Nazis. When the Nazi party took over under Adolf Hitler, Krupp was the great steel company, IG Farben was the great chemical company, and other of the businesses. You figure Messerschmitt, who made the planes, and Volkswagen probably made some of the cars, and there are a whole lot of other businesses in Europe that joined in the work of Adolf Hitler. So what are our corporations in America doing? They're turning against their nation, or at least the prevailing ethic, and they're so-called woke. That's a name that I'm not sure if we have a meaning for, but it means, in addition to pitching their products to you, they're going to tell you about their politics. And you guessed it, it's going to be far left liberal politics. So what are the serious consequences of this woke attitude of corporations for Christians? It wasn't good during the Nazis, and it's probably not good now for us.
Come on, son. The problem with Nazis is that they was too woke. That's the problem with the Nazis, is the wokeness. It wasn't the gas chambers and the Jew hatred and the eugenics and the world wars and the massacres and everything. It was the wokeness. Damn Nazis. Too woke. Bro, what are you saying? How on earth do you connect woke corporations and Nazism? I see no connection. None whatsoever. Listen, we could try to make sense of his reasoning, but it ain't going to get us anywhere because I already tried this 3 times. He basically says, what we're seeing is what happened with the Nazis. When Hitler took over, they had this big steel company and this other company, and the company was taking over. Corporations are turning against our nation. The wokeness is the problem. Even though the wokeness, does it have a meaning? I'm not sure it even has a meaning. Then why are you talking about it? Let me give my strong take on this thing that I don't know the meaning of or definition of. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing, Pat Robertson? What are you doing, Pat Robertson? What are you doing? Okay, listen, it's hilarious. Come on, it's hilarious. The other thing I love about this is, putting the Nazi part aside, even though we shouldn't, the thing I love about this is he says, corporations are turning against our nation. And the argument is because of wokeness. He didn't say Dickie McGeezax about corporations turning against our nation when you have some of the most profitable corporations in this country paying 0 in taxes. They have a team of lawyers and a team of lobbyists, and they get away with paying no taxes. This is as regular working people have to pay a lot of taxes. Whether you're a teacher or a construction worker or an accountant or just a regular average Joe or Jane making this country function, you have to pay your taxes. But Amazon has to pay no taxes. And General Electric has to pay no taxes. And some companies even have a negative tax rate where they get net subsidies from the government. So that is not turning against our nation. It's not turning against our nation to do tax avoidance. It's not turning against our nation to do business with countries that are genocidal, like Saudi Arabia with what they're doing in Yemen, for example. That's not turning against our country. What's turning against our country is some virtue signaling bullshit that they don't even believe. And by the way, that is the fact about corporations. The whole reason they go all in on the wokeness stuff is to deflect and obfuscate from the fact that they're not paying their taxes, their workers are paid like shit, they're doing tax avoidance at an incredible level, and they're probably working with criminal thug governments, dictatorships, and whatnot around the world. What a goofball, man. Imagine making that connection, the Nazis and wokeness. This is what happened with the Nazis. The Nazis all dyed their hair pink and set up safe spaces on college campuses. And the Nazis really believed in Black Lives Matter. I can tell you that for sure. I know that for sure. So this is what happened with the Nazis. Is they got too woke. Wokeness is bad. Even though I don't know what it means. Who's got my Percocet? Who's got my Percocet? I would like to hang out with Pat Robertson, but only for that reason. Because he definitely has like a spare 7 or 8 bottles of Percocet and he could hook a brother up.